Welcome back, everybody, to the Sandbox Jukebox here on Monday Madness. Well, let me just start by saying, what's the Crackdown? Because we're playing Crackdown. I don't know if you got that from the opening.
Uh,
Oh, shut up. That was good. Um. Anyway, joining us for this first round of the Sandbox Jukebox is Dave, because this was your fucking idea to play this game. You came
yes,
out of the wheel successfully by your
I did.
prompt.
Because I live in Scotland. It's a Scottish developed game, so I had to go with the Scottish developed game.
I actually didn't know that.
Yes. Crackdown was produced by a Scottish studio.
Do you know what? The more you say it now, it does sound like a Scottish game, doesn't it? Like it's like let's call it Crackdown.
Oh my god, the old 360 hard drive. Bring me back to my late teens.
Oh, I had to buy an Xbox 360 to get this fucking game working. So that's those are the sacrifices I'm
commitment.
going to make for this channel.
Ladies and gents, he's going on tough difficulty. Here we go.
To be fair, it seems to be the most basic difficulty, so it's not exactly tricky. Although in fairness, the entry level is a bit tough, and then it takes a while to get used to. But I suppose that's in keeping with the game, isn't it? You know, you're supposed to improve your
Yeah.
skills by kicking the shit out of people. So the more shit gets kicked, the better I get.
This was just like when this came out, when this dropped, like it was the problem for me with this game. The biggest problem was it got very old very fast in some ways. Obviously it's open world, it's a sandbox, but the more you just throw shit around and smash shit up and blow shit up, people completely got distracted from the fact that there is a story to this game. You know what I mean? Like no, but seriously, like at the start I was like, is this all you do? It was like, maybe I should pay attention to the narrative because
Yeah.
there is one, but a lot of people just glossed over that with, hey, let's just blow shit up and throw cars in the air.
Yeah, it's like most sandbox games. Some people get the gameplay first and then the story second.
Yep.
That's probably the case here as well. Really, where like you could have a story and plot and characters if you want to, but people in the end just want to blow shit up, and it's important to recognize that primal need to explode things.
True. It's like Grand Theft Auto 5. Like I love the storyline. I play it time and time again, but when it came to the online, it got very boring very fast.
Yeah, I understand that. I like that they got the epic movie guy in to do the lines here. It's like,
Oh yeah.
welcome to Crackdown. I get paid by the hour to say things things that's almost certainly not based on racial stereotypes.
And it's a complete Grand Theft Auto 4 like avatars for these characters, like complete and utter Grand Theft Auto 4 style.
Yeah, it definitely takes its notes mostly from, I say, Grand Theft Auto 2. You know, the
Yeah.
approach where it's like, oh, here's a gang here, here's a gang there, play them off
Yeah,
together.
like
Or
the
whatever.
Zaibatsu and stuff like that was in Grand
Yeah,
Theft Auto 2.
yeah, exactly. And it's very similar in that kind of tone, shall we say. So here we are.
Agency garage. Stand on the purple authorization point to gain clearance, then choose an agency vehicle. Use the tunnel.
Yeah, so the game was developed by Real Time Worlds Limited, who are based in Dundee.
Oh,
Same place that Take Two got their start in Dundee.
seems a bit of an owl hotbed for gaming generally. All right,
It,
why is
it
about
was it was
15?
it was back in the day. It was like it's where Take Two got their start. They bought, it became Rockstar, and then it kind of blew up.
Oh yeah, it was DMA and then Rockstar, wasn't it? And then Take Two are English as well, I think, aren't they? They're Scottish.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So I've already upset the agency by kicking one of them to death. My bad. I mean, sorry,
Oh yeah,
about
the agency.
the agency, because
The very funny part about that is he's got an MP5 submachine gun and he's whacked a sniper scope on top of it, and then like doesn't even use, just hip fires it. Like, do you know what I mean?
yeah, just completely pointless. Hey, we never said that these gangs were smart. All right.
No, they very rarely are.
No. I mean, you can tell that they're Mexican gangsters because they have their shirts buttoned at the top and so at the bottom. That's their sign, you see. Which again also isn't the racial stereotype at all.
Be aware that La Mugre's South Island is packed with rooftops that present an ideal retreat for athletic agents under
Like, there is cities in the world that are like this. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably based off. Well, I mean, I can't really pick out what this city is based on, but I presume LA. I mean, LA is a kind of obvious choice for a sandbox game, isn't it?
True, LA or Tokyo.
Yeah. Or the old favorite New York.
Mm.
A marker on your HUD will show you the way. We sent peacekeepers to take back the captured agency supply points.
He made us kind of sound like like an advertisement for us. We send peacekeepers to help out with this action, but it did not work. However, when we put in new Calgon 5-in-1 tablets, it blew up the people completely. That's when you know you can clean with satisfaction. So I'm just doing an impromptu race here just for the crack, you know?
Yep, absolutely.
Because I have
Oh
absolutely
look,
fucking
Los Banditos. These stereotypical like fucking South American guy, Mexican guy, whatever it is, Middle American.
It's lost everything. Like everything is like these are Las Muertas. It's similar to Les Bonas and Les
Yeah.
Cuatro and El Corchico and El Real Madrid and
So on and so forth.
their main villain is a man called Roque Santa Cruz, Paraguayan, who played. Wait, no, sorry, I got my wrong notes. But like again, the fact that they have just like the most Latino names for all the mini bosses is just hilarious. It's like you can already tell that there's going to be a Vasquez, there's going to be a Martinez.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The Central American stereotypical like names, the most common.
Estrada, Escobar, they're all here.
Orange beam of light visible in your HUD shows the agency supply point entrance, Agent.
And then we actually get shooting the shit out of people. Hooray! There's me like going in completely blind. If you're wondering why this top agent is suddenly a terrible shot, that's why. So you will have to indulge me in what is a good half an hour to an hour betting in process with the gameplay.
Yep.
And then learning, to my dismay, that the lock-on system is shit.
Yeah, it's absolutely atrocious. It's really fucking bad.
To an almost comical degree, I might add. Like that's the hilarious part, is that like I actually cannot figure out where to start with this game. It's just like, okay, do I lock on? Do I lock off? Like, what do I do? And like, no one went in the testing side ever thought of maybe I don't know, having the ability to switch between targets. No, that I kind of left on the drawing board. Then okay, cool.
Like you can really tell that there's a kind of a Rockstar hand in this, because like most of the developers that made this game came from Rockstar. Like basically Real Time Studios poached a lot of the Rockstar developers. So they basically gave them, more money. They worked on the sandbox element of Grand Theft Auto. So you can see there's a lot of like the running is very Grand Theft Auto 3 style.
Actually, yeah. The more you mention it now, it is actually exactly
you can see it. Yeah, you can
exaggerated sprints. Yeah. Oh, there you go now. The more you know.
Like, it has a lot of those kind of Rockstar elements. That's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? It's definitely not a bad thing. Like, Grand Theft Auto 5 is a mesh of, like, Max Payne 3 and Red Dead. You know what I mean? Red Dead 1 and Max Payne 3. Like, all the mechanics from Grand Theft Auto 5 were, like, a mesh of those two games. So they always have to be, like, little bits of different games, and Crackdown's kind of almost like a mixture between Grand Theft Auto 3 and Borderlands. It's like if this was first person, you could basically say that Borderlands kind of took a bit of inspiration from this.
I think that's the same with like most sandbox games. They're always going to be a mix of everything that's
There's
out
your
there.
Martinez. There's your Juan.
Yeah,
Martinez.
you take off the Latino bingo card. So we got a Martinez, and we can we've ticked off that generic, but yeah, like, that's the thing. Like I think like you'll always like I'm trying to think now. I'm trying to place like year wise, because I forget that this is an original Xbox game.
It was slated for original Xbox, but it didn't come out on the 360 until 2007.
Oh, was it? Okay, right. I had in my head it was just.
It was originally planned for the original Xbox, but it ended up being pushed back, and then it came out on the 360 then.
Well, probably for the best, because it actually turned out to be quite good.
Yeah, this is what happens when you take time to make your fucking games. Like today, when a game is released, it's full of 2,576 bugs, and then it's like Cyberpunk. You know, it'll be good in a year. Just give it time.
Yeah, it's still good. It's still good. It's still good.
Give us our money, but we'll get there.
It's like no, it's really important that you have to pay for the fixes. That's how it works. You are in fact the beta testers
We'll
now.
call it DLC.
That's it. Yeah.
Like I'm really like worried about Starfield because like I have a pre-downloaded. I've got it installed. I'm buzzing to play Starfield. I can't wait because I never really could get into the Fallout buzz, but this one I'm definitely looking forward to. But my fear is it's just gonna be bug ridden.
I think with anything with Bethesda shaped, you always have to kind of go in with that calculated risk.
Yeah, like Fallout 76 was a fucking disaster. Do you know what I mean?
That's it, yeah. And I think when you've had one bad experience with Bethesda, then it kind of paints your assessment then for the rest. Then you know, Woo! Explosions.
Boom!
So that happens a lot because
this is like Far Cry all over again. Oh no, I died. Let's try it again.
Yeah.
Let's try it again.
I did get my shit together after a while, but the death compilation to start off the playthrough, I think will be a nice tone setter for the rest of the playthrough.
The other thing that I noticed was when you're shooting with the pistol, the aimer, like the aiming circle around it gets bigger, which is also another thing from Grand Theft Auto 3 that they've popped in there.
My issue has always been with I was an issue I had initially was like I was trying to actually work out how the
hey look, you're jacking a car.
And it's a really shitty hatchback.
I wonder where they got that from.
But in fairness, I did leave my super secret mystery car parked outside the gang stronghold. So if it hasn't been melted down for parts by the time I get there, then I actually, you know.
It's on blocks. Also, the name of the album in that car is Apocalypsia. Can we really just take a moment to appreciate the name of that album?
Like, even for 2007, that is out of date, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like surely we've moved on from that now by the time that this game has come out. It's like we've grown as a people.
I'll tell you what though, for 2007, the physics that you're like the in-game physics of driving around was actually pretty decent. Like,
yeah,
it wasn't that bad at all.
Like I'm trying to think of what a good comparison would be for the time. And I suppose like this would have been the same game same year as BioShock, let's say, and Mass Effect and so forth. But like in terms of an actual like sandbox game, like the first Assassin's Creed, you know, the first Spider-Man game, they're all 2007. So
GTA 4 came out, I think, not long after that.
Yeah, I think it was 2008 or 9. I think it was 4. So that's where we're kind of at the minute. But like 4 is like comparatively really slow, and like double down on the realism as opposed to the kind of cartoony comics book feel of this one.
Like this reminds me a little bit of Apex Legends, for example, with the kind of cartoon element to it. A little bit of that.
Cell shaded part. It's like what's that game called? 13. And all those real kind of cool classics. Or no more heroes. Another one I can think of actually that has the same style.
Oh no, you killed Esteban. Oh no.
Oh no! Well, there's about 30,000 of them in the game, Dave. So I think.
Oh no! You killed Esteban again.
See, as I told you, there's others. No, I think you'll find that one was a Manuel.
Hey, look! You've killed generic Juan number 472.
No, not Juan number 4. We've only got 10 more of them left. Yes, we clone our gangsters. What of it?
That's fine. They did in Metal Gear. They can do it here.
Yeah, exactly. Super baby methods. Sorry. Just every now and then, I was reminded by Liquid Snake just saying super babies. Because everything sounds sinister in this sort of British voice.
Yeah, they really did milk the fuck out of that, didn't they? I mean,
to be fair, if you are in that role, you are absolutely gonna fucking like chew the scenery, aren't you? Like, you're in
the thing that I loved about it, the thing that I loved about Metal Gear, like the reason that Metal Gear Solid for PS1 is my favorite game of all time, was the detail the story went into. Like, it really was just fucking. The research was astronomical.
Yeah.
To the point where you thought this could actually happen. Autonomous robots, and now look where we are now.
Yeah. But it's not even that though. It's the sheer fact that like it seems like such a culture shock in terms of like, oh, here's all this kind of depth in gameplay. Well, they really thought through the story about this, and there's all these other characters we've never heard of and we're never going to see. But of course, like it's important to remember that like we have only like at this point we had only seen Metal Gear for the first time in the West, let's say. Whereas this is the third game in the series. They've already established characters, so like this is all completely new to us. You know, the thing is what another kind of appeal of it as well is that like it's a nice as a soft reset. It's very very good at what it does. Whereas I think I mentioned this on other channels.
Oh no, you're on fire!
Oh, I burned good. I burned good.
By the way, folks, he is going to die in many ways and at many different times and many different fashions. So keep an eye.
To be fair, it is mostly this first mission or two, and then I start getting my act together. I think it's because like I'm at the, because you're at like the base like skill set, you see. So I think I made the foolish decision of just jumping straight into the plots. Whereas if I did go for a little explore here, I think actually it would suit me better.
True.
And here's me nicking the car from Need for Speed Most Wanted, because it's definitely not based on that at all.
Apocalypse shit. The album is Molotov, or the artist is Molotov.
Fucking
Jesus.
But,
this is like prime mid 2000s.
Really
gaming,
fucking
like
honestly. It's at the stage now we couldn't just use licensed music. We didn't have to get the cheapest possible licensed music. But
it wasn't even. I don't think it was even licensed.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm just reminded we recently played the Getaway on this series, and it's just the flagrant disregard for copyright.
Oh, they didn't give a shit. Yeah.
Between all the cars being real life cars, which I don't think they bought the licensing of,
except the fact that they had to take the BT van out of one of the missions.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
I still have a copy with the BT van in it.
Oh, you fucker. I think the one I
got a copy with that.
But yeah, so like even like all because they basically took pictures of everything in London and like pasted it over. So literally, you can't just go to have a shoot up in a fucking Asda, kind of way.
It was weird because it was amazing how they done it. Like it really was like the whole photo copy and paste of the entire like London surroundings was way before Google Maps. It was way before Google did anything like that. So you were brought into London like, holy shit, this is actual London. What the fuck? Like this is actual London.
It's a decent scale up as well. Like it's a scale back up or whatever it is. And don't get me wrong, if you remember the playthrough I did, I wasn't very complimentary of the game. So bear with me here.
Oh, don't get me wrong. The gameplay itself was dog shit.
It was shite.
But that's not what made it popular. People were playing in a game that felt like it was directed by Guy Ritchie. Do you know what I mean? Like people were playing a Guy Ritchie directed video game almost, and that's what they wanted. Like the Ray Winston.
It is good, but it's just the gameplay is awful, and just the lack of a HUD. Just the world was not ready for a HUDless game like that in that time.
No. Like if that was pitched in a BBC boardroom as a series, it would get greenlit.
Oh yeah, no,
do you know what I mean? Like way ahead of its time.
Yeah, but as a video game with the technology not able to master the subtle nuance, it wasn't gonna happen. But again, nice idea. You love the principle, love the idea of it, but it's one of those ones where like the idea of it is substantially better than the application, because then when you're doing it, you realize, oh fuck, no, we actually do need some visual prompts here.
Like, could you imagine Microsoft Game Studios like taking that on now? Like, if they gave themselves 7 to 8 years to develop a London sandbox-based gangster game like that isn't like Mafia 2 or 3, that is like The Getaway rebooted. Yeah. But like you had today's technology and today's like behemoth gaming development to do it. Like, I'm sorry, but you could just have the license to print money.
Oh yeah, like the actual level of realism, you can do it now. But this the kind of curious thing about the. I don't know who made this point initially, but it's a very good one. Is that like the thing with remake cultures, especially in video games and I suppose technically in movies, is that you can make a remake of a game that's already been good and it will sell. Like people will want
that's true.
HD remake of The Last of Us, even though it's been done to fucking death at this stage, and there's a fucking TV show about it.
Yeah.
But there will absolutely be no market for a game that was mediocre at the start, had critical flaws, didn't work out as intended, and because of some issues, obviously logistically they couldn't fix it in the next time around. So if the opportunity comes around for better technology and the better developers, whichever way you want to call it, better production generally, yeah, and you have a chance to actually fulfill the game's potential, that would not sell because we all always remember. Fuck's sake! Stop growing up. Like you immediately, you like no matter how good that remake is, your memory is always going to go back to the original one, and it's just going to put you off playing it. So like even with like someone's more likely to buy The Last of Us 4 times on 4 different consoles than they are to try a revised, refined, but sensible way of making the getaway because
yeah, okay, they did that. They did that with Skyrim, which was across 3 generations of consoles, right?
Yeah, and
they
GTA 5.
literally did that with Skyrim, right? And GTA 5, right? They literally had 10 years of lifespan. GTA 5 is now in its 10th year of life, which is fucking crazy. It's nuts. I don't care if they've redeveloped it for next gen with better graphics and all that shit. It's 10 years old. People have been clamoring for GTA 6 for at least 3 to 4 years now.
Yeah.
I can honestly say they're not going to see it for another 2 or 3. There's not a fucking hope because of the leak that happened, which did not help matters.
Not at all, no.
But, I mean, Skyrim, the next one now is... So Skyrim was Bethesda, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's Bethesda, the Elder Scrolls.
So now so they have Starfield. Because Elder Scrolls Online just... I tried it. It wasn't for me. I mean, when you make something online, it takes away the immersion. Yeah. For me, like when I'm playing Skyrim, it's me against it. It's me against the world. Because I'm controlling this one character in this sandbox, this amazing map, this incredible sandbox game. I am doing everything. It's my world the way I want it. Whereas when you make it online, it's me and 3 other guys going into this dungeon. I'm like,
yeah, you have to share the world.
Yeah, and I know that sounds selfish, but that's what I grew up with. I grew up with having to do it on my own. Was that your first boss?
Yeah, here he is. Who definitely isn't a rip-off he has from Vice City.
He has 4 blocks of health. That's way too easy.
I mean, you say that, and literally just gotta like just wait him out.
Just literally like reload, and there you go.
Yeah. I think the designers of this game were hoping for a bit more of a tactical challenge when, like, genuinely, because you have a strong health bar and shields. As long as you're not getting blown up behind you, you could just essentially just keep pummeling him with bullets until he's dead.
So Juan Martinez is now gone. He is eliminated.
No, unless we got CCTV footage of the funeral, even though we just killed him.
That's how fast it works in the future. His body's there, but they buried a hologram. It's cool. It's cool.
We had to simulate the funeral because you fucked him up so badly that not even his mother could recognize him. Good work, agents. Also, stop dying. It's really distracting.
It's like Futurama when they do the Lucy Liu thing, where they just pop a blank robot in there and
yes, I know what you mean now. Oh fuck. But yeah, when you were talking about the getaway there, it just kind of reminded me that like every sandbox game like kind of takes the Grand Theft Auto like model, shall we say? Like Grand Theft Auto 3 is essentially the typhoid Mary of the modern sandbox game, right? It
rewrote the book.
Yeah.
On what you could do, and then Vice City just rewrote it again. You know, and every iteration of Grand Theft Auto from 3 onwards was a revolution. Like Grand Theft Auto 4, for example, was probably one of the longest storylines I ever. Probably one of the best storylines I ever played. Now people say, "Oh, Grand Theft Auto 4 wasn't great. It was fucking brilliant." Are you kidding me? The amount of mistakes that game had, the ragdoll effect, the driving physics, everything was reworked for that game. And it was
again, four is one of those ones that like looks better with age because you realize how 5 has gone and is now kind of like just continue to do it to dwell, like it's just constantly there and it's so ubiquitous. Whereas a 4, I think, is 4 was such a grand departure from the kind of it wasn't a funny game anymore. It was
No.
it's a satire now. It's gone full blown into a satire with realism kind of thrown in and social commentary. And as much as I respect them going, oh, there we go. They have a Jose Herrera. There's a there you go. And he has a nightclub. That's
look, cocaine.
Oh well, cocaine in nightclubs. What is this? The Blackboard?
Provided by a South American in a nightclub.
What the fuck? Honestly, what's going on here? What sort of heinous thing is going down here in Pacific City? Honestly, this isn't the city I remember. You know, the Pacific City I grew up in was a perfectly angelic city full of cherubs and happy little people. You know, but